Uh-oh, that's not good.
Whoa, what's that?
That's a friend of yours. He's trying to tell you something. He's trying to give you a warning. Well, guys, it's been the coldest, snowiest, shortest fall in history for this country. We've seen record lows and blizzards and snows from Canada to Key West, from Mauna Kea to Maine. And it's become pretty obvious out here that the things we've been talking about on this channel for years now have come true. I mean, just look at it out here. So, we thought we'd better stop in for a quick Ice Age update. And no doubt, like many of you, we have watched in awe the rapid reassertion of reality across this planet the last few months. From last winter's bipolar disorder to this season's no-sweat summer, the coldest ever when measured in 90-degree-plus days. And now this Arctic autumn, complete with big snows across the deep south, the earliest and heaviest snowfalls ever recorded across much of the Appalachian Mountain Range. The earliest snows ever for Tennessee, record snows for Kentucky, Indiana, and even South Carolina. Not since records began in 1880 had it ever snowed this early in the state's capital of Columbia. Now, this dusting of Dixie wasn't the only unseasonable snowfall. Half a world away in northern India, 1,000 tourists and their guides suddenly found themselves in a struggle for survival as freak blizzards struck Nepal in the height of tourist season. This Nepalese nightmare that actually became the deadliest spell of bad weather in the country's history, striking at a time when nearly 1 million tourists converge on the small nation to enjoy the country's best weather season. Many of the more athletic tourists opting for a 200-mile camping trek around the base of Annapurna, the 10th largest mountain in the world. This year, this picturesque path became an outright trail of terror as freak blizzards dumped massive snows on thousands of helpless tourists below. And the pictures that I saw, many of these people were dressed only in tennis shoes and t-shirts. As several feet of snow fell in the first few hours, over 1,000 trekkers became snowbound throughout the park, with many of the youngest and strongest hikers attempting a risky retreat down the frozen foothills. But with whiteout conditions making paths indiscernible, even expert Nepalese guides and their groups quickly became disoriented and lost, while the snow-blind unlucky stumbled to their demise or wandered from cliffs. As the chaotic retreat turned into a deadly rout on routes throughout the park, rangers and park staff, completely overwhelmed by distress calls, themselves called for help. And in a scene eerily reminiscent of my bipolar disorder video, the Nepalese military was ordered in to search the park by air in what would become the largest search and rescue operation in the nation's history. Over 570 survivors were pulled out from under 6.5 feet of snow that had fallen across that region, with hundreds hospitalized with frostbite and hypothermia as the death toll reached 43. And in the latest reports that I've seen on the subject, it seems that there may still be a significant number of trekkers unaccounted for even at this late date. Now, as you know, this skyfall in Nepal was followed by much of the same across North America as the largest storm in Bering Sea history, dwarfing even the power of Super Hurricane Sandy, barreled through Alaska, colliding with the Arctic jet stream. The resulting dislocation sent the third polar plunge in 8 months blasting through North America, shattering record lows from Calgary to the Florida Keys and unleashing true Ice Age conditions as temperatures plunged 30 to 40 degrees below normal, with record lows and sub-freezing temperatures reaching as far south as South Texas, where the state's capital, Austin, reached 29 degrees. While Jacksonville, Florida broke records set in 1873, Denver, Colorado set 2 records in just 12 hours. Wisconsin, 5 feet of snow, Michigan, 2 feet of snow, and as you know, record snows across upstate New York, where National Guard troops were sent in to help dig out the state from under an entire year's worth of snow that had fallen in just 3 days, up to 7 feet of snow falling across Buffalo and surrounding area, closing 130 miles of state highway and collapsing at least 220 roofs, and in the reports that I saw, at least 30 of those roofs were large industrial roofs. Truck deliveries interrupted as stores ran low on staples like bread and milk, while inventories of snow shovels vanished as panicked homeowners risked their lives to clear snow from buckling rooftops. Meanwhile, half a continent away, Arctic conditions sent ships fleeing south as ice forced the earliest closure ever of the upper Mississippi, And in a story largely ignored by the mainstream media, record snows interrupted and halted grain harvests around the world. In Russia and Kazakhstan, the second largest Siberian snow cover on record led to losses of over 2 million tons of wheat and barley, with damage reaching as far west as the Ural Mountains. Those numbers likely to be revised upwards as some regions await recovery, with almost 40% of their crops still sitting in snow-covered fields. While in the United States, unseasonable weather resulted in the loss of 68 million bushels of corn and small but significant losses in other grains. And in my view, those numbers could also climb because the reports that I've read on the subject discuss losses confined to the upper Midwest in states like Iowa, Wisconsin, and the Dakotas. But I can tell you I've seen crops under similar conditions surrounding my aunt's farm hundreds of miles away from that region, deep in the Ohio River Valley, not far from the Kentucky border. Well, guys, it's been the fall of the fall, with over 10,000 new record lows in the books and a series of deadly snowstorms across the planet. And according to researchers at Rutgers University's Global Snow Lab, it also produced record snow cover. Never before has science recorded so much of the Earth's surface covered by snow in autumn. Anyway, guys, we barely scratched the surface here. There's so much we didn't get to, but we wanted to get on here and just give you a quick Ice Age update and continue documenting this incredible story that we've been following for years now. And wish you a Merry Christmas, or whatever holidays you and your family are celebrating. We hope they're the best ones ever. We hope you're doing well. We hope you're being safe. And hopefully, the sun's shining where you are.
Go. Okay. Go forward. Just stand by him if you don't want to sit on his lap.
I already know what my brother wants.
What's he want?
He wants a Paw Patrol play set.
Oh, okay, and what do you want?
Legos.
Oh, Legos, those are fun. Smile for the
Me that, Mommy, hate that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right.
Did you get a candy cane?
Did you get a candy cane?
Yeah,
Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Want to sit with Santa?
Want to sit with him?
Do you want to get a picture with Santa?
No.
Want to sit?
Uh-oh.